For the brand!
What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is episode 232 for your Tuesday's talk on August 16th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Tuesday nights, wherever you may be. Now, we got a loaded show for you guys today. We got an interview with the one and only Duke the Dumpster Droese. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. And yeah, man, it's an honor to have you on. It's an honor to meet you. And thank you so much for allowing a small podcast like us to have somebody as great as you.
Oh, man, no problem at all. I just really appreciate you guys having me on the show, man. It's an honor to be here.
You want to shout anything out or anything like that, or just get right into it?
Konnichiwa, bitches. Good to see everybody. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Way to start the show. I love this guy.
Fantastic.
Right.
Intro.
Perfect.
Got that right.
I love this guy already.
But yeah, guys, this man, I was on it live on TikTok, and then all of a sudden we saw your name pop up and everything in the chat. We didn't know if it was really you or not and everything like that. But then once you said, like, yeah, it's really me, it kind of just, all shell shocked us in a way. So yeah, you have a TikTok and everything like that, which is great. It's a great community that we have here on Wrestle Talk, and I hope you find us well. His link to his TikTok and everything is actually in the description of the YouTube portion of this video. So if you guys want to follow Duke the Dumpster Droese, go find him on TikTok. It's right there in the description. You guys can also follow all of the rest of us on TikTok as well. All those links are down in the description. Go to the merch store at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. Go get your coffee, Rootless Coffee Company. Use the code Panda Coffee for 15% off your purchase. And yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get right into this, man. Guys, we have I'm sorry about this, but we have Duke the Dumpster Droese on with us. Well, what do you guys, if you guys know anything, if you guys know anything about him, but if you guys don't, I believe Duke would love to tell us some stories from his time on the road or anything like that. It's going to be a fun time. Well,
I was going to tell this story on my TikTok, but I decided to just kind of hold off. But I'll tell it here. It's just a funny little story, because somebody was talking to me today about Doink the Clown, and we were talking about the different Doinks. And when I was in the World Wrestling Federation, Doink the Clown was Ray Apollo. He was the babyface Doink the Clown, and he had the little guy, Dink the Clown, with him. And
yes,
and they traveled together. And interestingly, on my first one or two trips, we did these small towns in Canada, and we were just traveling. It was rough, man. It was very small venues, not much money. And it was me and Doink and Dink and Luna Vachon. We were sharing a car, a little Ford Taurus in Canada. And somewhere during the trip, if I remember correctly, it was like well into the trip. So everybody's patience was wearing thin. Everybody was tired. Everybody was angry. And Dink the Clown, little Tiger Jackson, tried to make a joke. He was talking to Bam Bam Bigelow in the locker room, and he made this joke that turned out to be kind of racist. He didn't intend for it to be, but he basically made a joke about African Americans laying on the beach and the view from an airplane or something, and Bam Bam started laughing. because the Godfather, who was wrestling as Kama at the time, and I believe Mabel from Men on a Mission were standing right behind Dink when he told this joke. And they were like, "What did you just say?" And little Dink was nervous. And he basically, what ended up happening, and I think it started with Bam Bam, is they put Kama's necklace, the big necklace he had, if you watched back in those days, they put the necklace around Dink's neck. He was not in makeup or anything. And they taped him to a chair, and they put shaving cream on him and put a banana in his hands. And they were just basically ribbing him for what he had said. But he told that joke to Bam Bam at like the most inopportune moment. And he didn't realize, he didn't realize it was insulting, but they taught him, he didn't get hurt or anything like that, but it was still just one of those things. You're like, man, you got to be careful. The road is a treacherous place as it is. And when people are already kind of at their wits' end and they're tired and they're angry and they'd rather be home with their families, you don't want to do anything to piss anybody off. And the whole thing, the funniest part about the whole thing is Doink the Clown, Ray Apollo, the whole time just sat there laughing. And it was a maniacal laugh, almost like like Doink the Clown's laugh. And I just remember this is an early WWF tour for me. And I just remember looking around the room going, what in the holy hell have I got myself into? And there was many, many more stories like that, especially from that one trip. After the Canada run, safe to say I never rode with Doink and Dink, and especially never rode with Luna Vachon again. They broke me into the road and scared me off at the same time.
Okay, that's crazy. What years were you active in the WWF, if I don't mind asking?
I was in WWF I was there from 94 into 95 and into probably the first half of 96 almost.
Okay.
So yeah, about 2.5 years total.
All right. Do you have like any specific people that you've worked with in the past that you've always just gelled with in a way?
People that I've performed with that
that just like
I got along with.
You like got along with and like just really gelled well with them.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you who I worked with a lot in the beginning was Quang. Savio Vega, before he became Savio Vega, wrestled as Quang. He had a mask. He was like a ninja with martial arts. And they were getting ready to take that Quang gimmick off of him. So I wrestled him quite a bit as they were kind of building my character up. And it was always hilarious. I remember we wrestled one time in, I think it was in Tel Aviv in Israel. And it's different fans over there. Some places have different fans, especially back then. Tel Aviv had kind of weird fans. We were in the Philippines, and sometimes if you wrestled in Japan, they don't cheer at the same times that American fans and European fans cheer. Sometimes they just applaud, or sometimes they just sit quietly and watch what's going on. And in this match in Tel Aviv with Savio, I just remember he was in the middle of getting heat on me, and he threw me around, slammed me a couple times, snap-mared me over, and grabbed me in a chin lock, and the crowd was completely silent. And it was me, it was Savio, who was then Quang, and it was the referee. And Savio was a Puerto Rican guy with a very thick accent. He goes, "What the hell? All the people go." He said it, and everybody in the building could hear it. And then the referee was Earl. He started laughing. I started laughing. And I luckily had long hair, so I put my hair in my face so I could laugh. And Savio started laughing, and he had a mask on. And we were laughing our asses off. We couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. And then all of a sudden, they had this big group of photographers around the ring, just like they do in Japan. And they're taking pictures of us. And Quang and Earl are posing like he had me in a headlock, and they're posing me for pictures like they just shot a damn elephant in the jungle somewhere, and laughing their asses off, and the crowd didn't know what to do. They didn't know. They didn't laugh. They didn't cheer. They didn't scream. They just sat there wondering. They were in bewilderment. What in the hell was going on, and why were we laughing? And we just couldn't stop. But I had a great time working with Savio when he was Quang. When he was a heel and I was a babyface. It was always easy to work with him.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. If you guys have any questions as well, you guys can jump in. If anything.
Saul, you got anything?
Yeah. Since you said around 90, you said you worked around the 90s. I was saying, have you ever encountered with the Undertaker? And if you have, what was your experience with him?
Yeah, Undertaker he was always an interesting guy. Mark always was very quiet and kept to himself, and he kind of, I'm not going to say he lived the gimmick, but he didn't give away a whole lot of his real personality. Now for me, I was a damn cut up. I goofed around, and I always tried to make everybody laugh. And one of my biggest efforts went into trying to make the Undertaker laugh, and it didn't happen very much. But the few times I could just get him to chuckle just a little bit, I felt like that was a victory, because he wouldn't laugh at nothing. He was just cool. He was cool, quiet, calm. And I always tried to cut him up and make him laugh, just because that's what I did, man. I was a goof, and it didn't happen too often. We used to all like drinking at the bar. Everybody drank back in those days.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, he can't. Oh, he came in.
Hold on. Let's see if we can get him back, oh boy.
Oh boy. I was enjoying the story.
All right. Hopefully he can come back. But yeah. So far, okay. Ashley?
There he is.
No worries, brother. No worries.
Yeah, I think my wife cut out or something.
It's okay, man.
But
we were talking about Taker.
But yeah, that was basically my going around with Taker. We would all drink a lot of Jack Daniels, have a good time, especially over in Europe. And we rode the bus together. That was always fun. So.
Ooh, the European tours. I hear those stories are wild. Like, do you have any experiences in Europe? Like, what is it? Whoa, what are the craziest things that happened in Europe that you witnessed?
The craziest things that I witnessed, just sometimes somebody out at the bar would have too much to drink, or they'd take some pills and drink alcohol and pass out. And when you pass out, if you're around the boys, certain wrestlers were pretty damn stiff with their ribs. And I've seen people get their heads shaved, their eyebrows shaved off, and stuff like that.
I've heard those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, though, Europe was always really fun. The fans were like really hot during the 90s. It was kind of, wrestling in general was kind of on a down trend here in the U.S., but in Europe it was great, and the fans were great, and we had a blast over there. So, I had great experiences over in Europe for sure.
Yeah, anything for me?
I want to know what influenced the dumpster gimmick.
Yeah, how did that come about?
Ooh, good question.
Okay, you had a gimmick question about
Yeah, I said
where did it come from or something?
Yeah, what influenced the dumpster gimmick?
I was wrestling down in Florida, and I knew that Vince had a certain preference at that time of the types of gimmicks he wanted to bring in. They were like cartoon characters, and at the time I came in, it happened to be like cartoon characters that also had side jobs of some sort, some kind of vocation, and I knew that a blue collar, hard working garbage man babyface would be something that he would really, be interested in. So down in Florida, I was wrestling as the garbage man, Rocco Gibraltar, and I created the character down there and put together a bunch of tape and stuff and put together a promotional package and basically walked right up to Vince McMahon himself one day at a NATP convention in Miami Beach, and pitched him and then got the hell out of there. And the next thing I knew, JJ Dillon was calling me a week later. So I developed it down in Florida, the garbage man gimmick, and they just changed the name basically to Duke the Dumpster.
Okay. That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. Also, chat, if you ever have any questions for Duke as well, you guys can answer in chat as well. Trying to like find stuff about you and everything like that so we can like actually talk about like some of the stuff that you've had in your career is very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, have you you've worked with Triple H before, right? Like Paul Levesque, and how, if that is true, how was that experience? What were your experiences like with him?
Triple H was very easy to work with. I was kind of a big, tough brawler type wrestler, and I was pretty strong. I could, press guys over my head and throw them all over the place. Triple H took it like a man. He never complained. We wrestled quite a bit.
Yeah.
We had a decent feud that lasted, I want to say it lasted 4 or 5, almost 6 months maybe total. And, we wrestled a lot on the road, and he was always willing to try different things. He was always a very creative mind when it came to wrestling. And I always had a blast working with him because I got to throw him all over the place. So it was fun.
That's awesome.
What was I gonna ask? I was gonna say, have you ever had an encounter with Sean? Have you ever had an encounter with Sean at all? And if so, what was he like? Like, I wonder.
They had the whole clique thing going, and I tried to get along with everybody, but I will say Sean was a bit overbearing sometimes with his ego and stuff. Even he'll admit that now, but he was just very, he was, I don't know, it was almost annoying sometimes the way he was, the way he would act. Like the other guys, when they would split up the clique, and you say I was partying with like Scott Hall or hanging out with Kevin Nash or 1, 2, 3 Kids, Sean Waltman or whatever, they were cool. But as a group, they were just they just had these egos and they were almost unbearable. But, they loved and respected the business. I can say that much about them. And they were all, for the most part, they were a pretty talented group of wrestlers, kind of headed by Sean. One time I almost kind of got into a situation with Sean in Kuwait, and it was my fault, but I had to take a stand because I kind of looked really bad. But we were wrestling in Kuwait, and we were there for like 10 days or something. And like on the first day or two, Justin Credible was wrestling as Aldo Montoya, the Portuguese Man of War. It was just such a terrible gimmick. The mask looked like they always say it looked like a jock strap. But anyway, one night after he had wrestled and I had finished wrestling and other guys, we're all just kind of sitting around the locker room, and at one point his mask was sitting on the table right in front of me and the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. And they had these fruit baskets on the table, like this. The Kuwait people would give us fruit to eat. Anyway, I just took Davey Boy, kind of looked at me and looked at his mask and like nodded, like you should grab that. and I grabbed it, the Montoya mask, and I stuck it under a fruit basket, and it was completely covered up. Well, the problem is I forgot about it and just went when it was time to leave. I left, and he knows so that PJ or Justin Credible. He never sold it. He never said a word. He just figured he'd get it back sooner or later, or whatever. When we went back the next day to get ready for the show, because we were wrestling in the same building every night, I looked under that basket and it was gone. His mask was gone. Somebody had come in to clean up afterwards, and they found it, and they took his mask, and he didn't have another one. Ooh. And I felt so terrible. I felt so bad, but I could not let on that I took it.
Yeah.
But, being the shit disturber he is, Davey Boy Smith, I'm sure, told Sean. So immediately Sean started talking shit about me when I wasn't in the locker room. And then Bret Hart got involved. And he came to me and stirred up the pot and said, Sean's in there talking a lot of crap about you. You better go in and say something to him. Ooh. So I went in and, I had to try and save face. So I sat down and I go, Sean, do you and me have a problem? And, Sean kind of started backing off of his kind of hard line. But Sean was right. And I didn't admit taking it till obviously now, like telling stories, but I wouldn't admit it because, I figured I would get in trouble. And also I just felt really bad. And so the fact that Sean was pissed at me about that, he had every right to be. The coolest person about it was PJ, Aldo Montoya, just incredible. He was very cool about it. But it was just kind of a dick move, and I never thought about it. I didn't even think anything of it after that, and then it was gone, and I was like, oh no. And it was the only mask he had, so I don't even remember what they did after that for him to wrestle, but that was horrible. That was a rib gone wrong, and I think Davey Boy Smith enjoyed every minute of it more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like audacity, freaking Bret had to freaking tell him. He had to tell you. I was gonna say.
I mean, Bret, you better go do something. Sean's talking shit about you.
Well, like I said, I know the stories about Bret and Sean. I know the stories. I know that. So, like, of course, that's something Bret would do.
But we got our first question from the actual chat here, and it's by Mr. B-Roll himself. Your favorite match that you've ever been a part of, if you can recall.
Well, the fact that I was in a wrestle, I came back. I was already gone, but I went back for one night to wrestle in WrestleMania 17 in the Gimmick Battle Royal. And although I was in no shape to wrestle, I didn't have to wrestle. We just kind of walked around and goofed around and hit each other, punching and kicking. And but walking out those curtains in that Astrodome with 65,000+ people, that was insane, man. I had never seen a crowd like that.
That has to be an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Yeah. And it was a blast to go out and do that kind of one-time thing. But like I said, I was in no shape to wrestle. I was out of the game for a while and kind of screwing up life for a while. And I got lucky that they let me be on that match. But it was just a big goof off in the ring. Nikolai Volkov was screaming at Sheik the whole time, and Brother Love and Jim Cornette were off in a corner hiding, wrestling, but they didn't want to get hurt. Kamala just walked around and slapped on his belly, and one man gang was there. Doink the Clown, the guy that eliminated me from the match, was freaking Doink the Clown, the Ray Apollo Doink, and he clotheslined me. He came to the wrong side. I wasn't expecting. So I had to hold on and do a backflip over the ropes with both arms, and it twisted both of my rotator cuffs, blew my shoulders out. But aside from that, it was fun. It was great to meet Gene Okerlund and Bobby the Brain Heenan too, because they were like idols of mine. So that was definitely, I would say, the best match I was a part of.
That's awesome, man. That Battle Royal is insane. I go back and watch that at times for WrestleMania 17, and I'm like, look at all of these people just, scrapping. It's crazy with the different eras.
Old timers in there walking around and kicking each other.
All right, I didn't want to say that. Now, come on.
A bunch of old timers. I get where you were going.
No. I don't want to say anything.
So look, I don't want to be mistaken, but was that your first ever WrestleMania, like performing, or have you ever performed at a WrestleMania at all? Like I have to.
That was my first, last, and only. Yes.
Oh, come on. We can't see a comeback?
No, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm too old now, man.
No, toe-to-toe with John Cena. Come on.
I would beat the shit out of John Cena.
Oh, who's going on Cena right now?
Speaking of the current product, do you keep up with the current product nowadays? Because I know it's completely different from when your era and like the way that things were going on back then. But like, do you keep up with it at all? And if you do, who are some of your favorites?
I don't keep up with it too closely now, but I think I, like everyone else, am hoping with this change in the creative landscape that we're going to see more and more changes and more wrestling and less talking. And but yeah, it is completely different because when I was there was not writers. There was just Vince and Pat and like JR and some of those guys, but they didn't have like teams and teams of writers and all these other types of it was just Vince. Pretty much Vince was doing everything. And sometimes from time to time I'll hear about a match, and if it sounds like it was really good or I want to check it out, I'll go back and watch a replay like on YouTube or something. There's guys now in wrestling. I've often talked about Dolph Ziggler. I like him as a wrestler, and it seems like they're kind of moving back towards giving him a push again, which is good because he never fully got. See, I think that's going to be one of the big differences. Is Triple H is going to allow characters and feuds to work themselves, through their natural courses. Right. He's not going to rush things. I see. That's kind of the thing one of the things that turned people off a lot is they would rush. They would rush situations. They would rush a character's push. They would rush a feud between two characters and move right to the next thing. And before you know it, they were running out of options. So then you would see repeats and repeats and repeats, like, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the 800th time. So here's
the thing, guys. It's not just us. It's not just us. Even he's saying it. So it's crazy.
Veteran's saying it. Like even he knows. Like
it gets to a point where you're insulting the fan base, and that's been happening so long that and the fans, of course, smartened up a long time ago. So not only do they see right through that stuff, they also have ways and means of finding out what's kind of going on behind the scenes, and all that just creates a situation where you're losing the attention of the fans, and I'm hoping that's changing. It looks like it will change with Triple H in charge of creative. So
I mean, he's already done some great things now, not even just because of the whole returns and everything like that from obviously Dexter and Carrion and Scarlett and all that stuff. But for me, what I really like gravitating towards, especially with these last few shows, are the actual matches that we've been having. It's not like only 2-minute matches anymore. We're like Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens they had an amazing match last night on Raw before their like promo and everything, which set the world on fire. It seemed it, it was great, and I hope that we continue to get like actual like lengthy wrestling matches in the future, and I think we will. It's just gonna take some time.
I think what we saw happening. I think what we saw happening a lot of is there was more. It started to become shock and awe television, where they would throw two guys together and they would try to make it as dynamic as possible to get all the oohs and the ahs from the crowd, both live and out there in TV land or internet land. Whereas now, like I said, with Triple H, it seems like they're letting the guys and the girls be storytellers. And that's what wrestlers are supposed to be at their foundation, is a good storyteller. And if you let people start to just tell stories, then you get the fans back engaged. And I hope they continue moving in that direction, because then I probably will come back. I will say, as a viewer, I mean, as the day that I officially say that I really quit watching wrestling, honestly, was when Triple H climbed into a damn casket on top of it. Was a dummy, but they were simulating that he was having sex with a corpse. With I don't remember what the name was.
I knew what he was talking about. I knew automatically. I was like, oh,
damn.
And I just remember sitting there on the couch at home going, I will never watch this shit again, ever. And I turned it off and literally never turned it back on until everyone, like I said, every once in a while somebody go, hey, did you see that match, so-and-so versus that? And I was like, no. And they go, well, man, you got to check it out. And I go look on YouTube, and I go, yeah, I remember that when Shawn and Brett did it back in 1994. Because a lot of times, really, honestly, a lot of times wrestling matches are just repeats of stuff you've seen before. People always ask me, why aren't you interested in wrestling as much anymore? And one of my most basic answers is, it's really kind of the same thing that they've always done. As far as storylines, they just try to, dress them up a little bit, but essentially it's the same storylines, and they just plug in new names. Somebody slept with somebody's girlfriend, or somebody insulted somebody's family, or somebody attacked somebody for whatever reason, or there's always, but they are storylines that have been done over and over and over again. There are no really truly original storylines. They are very hard to come by. A lot of what you see in wrestling has been done somewhere, and it's just how far back a booker or creative or a writer is willing to go back to find the story that they wanted to copy or use. So that's kind of the way I've looked at wrestling. And I like I said, I just look for authentic, athletic moments with good storytelling.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. I don't really like the whole, just plugging people in, seeing if it sticks. We usually have like rematches over and over and over again. And the thing is, that just doesn't resonate with me. I like storytelling. And I feel like once an actual story is being told in that ring, you can hook people with just that alone. Obviously, the wrestling, that comes into tag, but stories, that's what got me into this. So
yeah, and also I think another big part of it that has changed with the wrestling fans being so smartened up to the business now is, there used to be a time you could push somebody very hard as a babyface or push somebody very hard as a heel. But nowadays, it seems more like you bring somebody out and you start a storyline between two wrestlers and you start a push. But then you got to look at the reaction of the crowd. And then you got to find a way to manipulate your plans to go along with what the fans are wanting. But there's a fine line between doing that and then fully catering to the fans, where the fans think they can totally control the product. You don't want that either. But like, I'll give you an example. One that I saw recently was that time, it was a WrestleMania, I think, but The Rock came out to give his support to Roman Reigns. And when he raised Roman Reigns' hands in the air, and Roman Reigns was supposed to be this big baby face, the crowd started booing him. And they just had blank looks on their face like they didn't know what to do. But I think that in that moment, Rock was always very good. He was real good. Like in those times when he would come back, if the crowd, like when he wrestled Hogan, the way he basically turned heel without an actual heel turn. But I think they need to think on their feet more. They need to allow the crowd in. It's like they try to make moves and decisions and creative decisions despite the crowd, and you can't do that. That's part of the storytelling, is actually getting the crowd involved, and I'm hoping they're doing more of that now. It looks like they are. So, and they're bringing in guys that seem to have that ability. So I have high hopes for them now.
I do too. Yeah, it should be good. But if you again, guys, if you have any questions for him at all, you guys can put in the chat. I know Locke's taking care of some business right now, but Nate, so yeah, I think we got a little bit more time with Duke over here. So you got anything else before anything?
I was gonna say, more than you say you don't keep up with that. I was gonna say, if you ever had spare time, do you ever keep up with other wrestling promotions? I know you say you don't keep up with.
It's kind of the same situation. If with the onset of AEW, I think. Well, before that point, actually, fans had really started to get more involved with the Japanese style wrestling. You saw a lot more of that, and that became interesting. I mean, I saw some stupid stuff years and years ago, like the stuff Kenny Omega did with the little kid, and the wrestling match with like a 9-year-old girl, and the wrestling the blow up doll later on and stuff. And that was so stupid, but it also got him over in Japan, and I think that in a lot of ways led to him becoming as good as he is now, going through and doing some crazy, even stupid stuff. But he is a truly great wrestler. And so anytime I had an opportunity to watch him wrestle in a match, especially something like some of the matches he's done over in Japan and stuff, I'll watch that stuff. AEW, when it first started, I was hesitant to watch it because they had a lot of goofy stuff going on top of a lot of good wrestling. But they also had a lot of goofy stuff. And and honestly, in general, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't even have a TV in my house at the moment. But I watch more stuff like on the internet, like on the phone or on the computer or whatever sometimes. But I'm hoping there will be more AEWs popping up, because people were talking to me today about, we were talking about the territory days, and it would be nice to have more places for wrestlers to go work and get a guaranteed contract and make money. Like your Impacts and your NWAs, even Ring of Honor to some extent still. You can go there and make a half decent living, I think. That's what's important. We want everybody to be working. We want more places for the boys to be able to go and get more experience. And of course, overseas as well, Europe and in Japan and those places. So to that extent, I try to keep up with some of the things, but I don't watch religiously other companies or anything like that.
Okay. All right.
I was going to ask, besides wrestling, because I was going to say, obviously, wrestling podcast, we could talk wrestling all day. What's going on in life? You got anything going on in life right now?
Very good question. Yeah, I work what I call my shoot job now. I live in Middle Tennessee, and I work for what's called an adult recovery court, which is also known as like drug court or DUI court, where we take individuals that have faced drug charges or DUI charges and stuff in college, or just other charges that were related to an underlying addiction. And instead of sending them to jail or prison, we bring them out and we supervise them like probation, but it's like the most strict probation you could imagine. We watch them, we put a GPS monitor on them, we watch them everywhere they go, we make them go get a job, and we make them pay their bills, and we make them fix their relationships like with their kids if they have kids, and just rebuild their lives. But at the same time, we also give them drug and alcohol treatment. And that's what I'm doing now, because I've gone through my own set of trials and tribulations in life, and there was a time when things were falling apart for me, and this was just the natural progression. So now I kind of get to give back and work with people that are going through the same things that I did, and it's a pleasure and an honor for me to be able to do that. I wake up every day very thankful that I'm waking up every day. I lost a lot of friends from the wrestling business years ago because of all the craziness that was going on with drugs and everything. And, I'm very fortunate to still be here. So, but yeah, that's what I do outside of wrestling, man. I'm working for the drug court here in McMinnville, Tennessee.
There you go.
That's Tennessee.
Awesome, man. How's it? Was it a difficult kind of transition to go from like being a pro wrestler to having to work like a normal, it's probably not 9 to 5, but like you get what I mean, right? Like having like just to be a normal type of schedule. I mean, obviously the road and everything like that took a toll on your body and everything like that because it's 24/7. But how was the transition from being into something like that?
At first, it was very difficult. Back in those days, you saw a lot of wrestlers turn to drug addiction and alcohol addiction. And the reason for that is being in a business like professional wrestling, where you walk out every night to a reaction from the crowd, whether it's adoration and cheering for you if you're a baby face, or if it's the jeers and the boos if you're a heel. There is a very powerful feeling you get from that.
Right.
And it's always a very interesting and scary proposition when somebody has to walk away all of a sudden from the limelight. You're not walking out that curtain. I always tell people, walking out that curtain into a crowd of wrestling fans gets you higher than any drug you could ever imagine taking. And when all of a sudden it's gone, guys tend to lose their minds a little bit, man. It gets rough. And it's hard to go back to regular life and work in a regular 9 to 5 ham and egger job like Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say. It's tough. And some guys, there was a time where I almost lost it mentally, but I've seen guys in the past just lose their minds. And again, they turn to drugs and alcohol, and sometimes they commit suicide, and it's a sad thing. But that's the power of the wrestling business as an industry. The wrestling business has always had a way of chewing people up and spitting them out, the performers. And if you didn't have a good head on your shoulders and you were not prepared for it, it could completely take you over and take your life. So in the beginning, it was very difficult, but now I'm extremely happy where I'm at. So, yeah, I can't complain.
Do people recognize you and like get all like fanboyish over what they've seen in your career or anything like that, or are you just kind of like a normal guy nowadays? Like,
it's funny when I first moved here to Tennessee and I started I was a school teacher for a while, actually. I was a special education teacher and stuff. And for years, I never talked about the old wrestling career. I never said a word. only to a very few individuals. And then I don't remember what happened, but one day somebody that worked for the newspaper realized who I was. He had been a big fan, so he wrote a story on it. And then all of a sudden, all these people that, I had been living amongst and working around for years were just freaking out that I had been this guy that was on TV and in the WWF. And they all started looking up stuff on YouTube and all that. But no, I mean, it's a pretty regular life. It was pretty damn long. It was almost daggum 30 years ago, so it's been a while. But I just kind of get along like everybody else in life, man. We have our ups and downs, and
Yeah.
I certainly don't walk around in everyday life trying to be Duke the Dumpster. Although here recently is this TikTok thing has given me new life. All you guys, starting with Wrecked by Wrestling, and now everybody that's been involved in kind of bringing me on board here. I'll be honest with you, man. I was on TikTok for a while, and I was basically out in the open. I was Duke the Dumpster. That was the account, just like you see it now. I just didn't have any posts. I wasn't doing anything. I was just
you were just a watcher.
Yeah, I was just watching. Yeah, watching stuff. And then, I tied up with a couple of these guys, like I said, Wrecked by Wrestling, and a few other guys, and then one day I saw a bunch of you guys on a live feed, and I just jumped in on the comment section and just said, "Hey, what's up?" And that's when you guys really just kind of accepted me into your community with open arms, and I've been very appreciative. My accounts really started growing fast, and I was like amazed at how big this wrestling community is here, or is on TikTok, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's just a great thing, man. I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy when fans recognize me, or they talk to me about the past, or they say that they appreciate, what I put into the business. I always appreciate that very much. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride, especially here lately. It's been fun.
Yeah. One thing I was legitimately just on a podcast before even getting on to here to do this one. I've been going around today, and we were pretty much talking about how the whole WrestleTalk community just seems to be so supportive for the people that are the good eggs in this community and everything like that. Wrecked is. He's got his stuff going on right now, and he's going to be back whenever, and I appreciate that. Huh?
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, so he'll be back, and he's going to be doing great things once he does. People in this community are supportive at the end of the day, and we try to lift each other up and not try to tear each other down. Again, wrestling TikTok, it could be toxic at times, so beware of that, but we are always trying to be a very welcoming community, and I felt like you felt that for pretty much ever since you really started to get into starting this. So we appreciate you for even really associating with just random kids that just love professional wrestling.
Well, like I said, I enjoy it, and everybody's been really nice to me. It's such a wonderful breath of fresh air to be out of all the negativity that's out there in the world that we see and hear every day, all day.
Yeah. To
have a situation and a group of people like this, and sure, like you said, there's still toxic people and toxic situations, but you know what? We pretty well know and understand how to deal with those situations. But everybody else really rallies around each other here and supports each other, and I truly appreciate that. That's why I'm so happy to be able to be involved and just take part in this, man. It's a great thing. That's why I've been basically, not necessarily like I'm doing so many favors, but everybody that's following me, I've followed back. Everybody, and a lot of them seem very shocked and surprised by that. But it's the fact that it's such a positive group of people in the wrestling TikTok community. that I wanted to do that. I want to get to know and meet people. And I'm enjoying it, man. This is fun. And hopefully I can keep coming up with funny videos because holy crap, I don't know how people do that on a daily basis. Being a creator, man, that's great. That's insane. But yeah.
From somebody that does comedy, trust me, I feel you.
It definitely can get tiring, but yeah, the thing is, it's fun, and we find enjoyment of it because it does, take us away from, all the craziness that happens in this world. It could be an escape for a lot of people, and as I feel like that's what, if we can bring people's happiness at the end of the day, just doing a random wrestling video. That's what I look for in the end of it, just making people happy.
And I think overall it's important to encourage each other instead of being negative all the time. It's so important to encourage each other in this day and age where everybody's at each other's throats constantly. It's a breath of fresh air, like I said. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it, man. And I also appreciate you guys letting me come on this show and talk to you today and doing situations like this. I really do appreciate it.
It's awesome, man. Thank you
sir.
For coming by.
Thank you.
Right on.
All right, Duke, thank you so much again. You guys can follow him on TikTok. The link is down in the description. And you guys, this was Duke the Dumpster Droese. I thank you once again, my man.
Konnichiwa, bitch.
There you go, my man.
Woo!
Right,
that was fantastic, man. That was fantastic.
That was great. I love that. He was awesome. I like Duke. Duke was cool.
Yeah.
Now, I may have fucked up. Now, we're not live. We are not live on Outside the Brand right now. We are live on the Panda Wrestling Company YouTube. So I'm gonna have to get the video.
For the first time.
Listen. I got a plan. To get this on OTB. I got a plan. Hopefully that can work. Hopefully it could work. If not,
hopefully, I hope so. Otherwise, we're all gonna be calling you, and we're like, Phil, where's the interview?
Here's the thing. If it doesn't work out in the way that I hope that it can, I'm going to make a short little video about where they can find the interview, or at least the interview portion of the show, because it does deserve to be watched, because that man was super nice. Yeah. He took all of our questions seriously and to heart, and we couldn't be more proud to have him as our first real professional wrestling interview. And I guess like I said, when I first initially went to Duke to even do the interview, I'm like, listen, we're not gonna know much about your career, because I was completely transparent with him and saying that I wasn't really alive when he was wrestling.
I don't think any of us were.
Yeah.
So we weren't gonna really know so much about it, but the fact that we were able to at least get a time frame and at least ask some questions about some superstars that he's interacted with, a match that he was very fond of and everything like that. It was a very just chill interview. I didn't want it to be extravagant in your face like this.
Right.
It's just we have the time with him, and that's appreciated enough. Let's ask some good questions and get things through. But guys, we're still live on Twitch. It is the Twitch on the Panda Wrestling.
What is up, everybody?
Twitch chat, make some noise.
Twitch chat, get the Wolfpack sign, everybody. What's up, everyone? Yeah.
If I can get the VOD from this Twitch channel to upload it to YouTube, then that's going to be the way that it's going to have to be on the Outside the Brand YouTube channel. But if I can't, I'll just make a video and say, hey, listen, we messed up. I messed up, not we. It's me. I'm sorry. It's me. None of you guys. You guys don't have anything to do with it. It's my end. You guys can go find the interview on here, and I'll just make a quick video. It's not a big deal.
Eventually, we should get other wrestlers on here. I was saying we need to get other wrestlers on.
Listen, now that we can actually have this, I mean that's going to be an incredible amount of.
We could get. He does follow me. We could get Mr. Kennedy. He does follow me. I say we could get Kennedy.
Why does Mr. Kennedy follow you? I actually, wait a second. I think Mr. Kennedy is actually going to be on the Panda Wrestling Company Network.
I know. I said we gotta get him on here too.
I wanted to show he's going to be back here, but yeah, guys, that was Dumpster Droese. It was cool to have him here. Now we're still here for about an hour, so so we are here.
Q&As.
Q&As?
We can do a Q&A.
Yes!
We can do a Q&A on our side. I do kind of want to talk about the promo that kind of, lit up the wrestling world today when it came to that Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens segment, because that was great.
Yeah. Before you go, guys. All right, listen up, Twitch. Listen up, go get that coffee, go get your coffee and everything. Go get the roots. You know what I'm saying. And also, this is advertisement time, promotion time. Okay, everybody, listen up. You get the OTB shirts. Go get the merch. Everybody, go get that merch. And go get the hoodies. You feel me? Go get the t-shirts. Go get your coffee mugs. Go get your. You should have got a backpack for us, Phil. Son of a bitch.
Listen. If Bonfire doesn't have backpacks, I can't have backpacks. But you guys can go get your tote bags. Tote bags are pretty much the exact same thing. So just go get that.
No. We want the backpack. We want the bag.
The book bag I can take traveling.
Find a website that we can actually get free book bags made. Okay, so that we can get.
A tote bag is for like groceries. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to grab any groceries.
Listen. Then find a website that we can make backpacks on. Okay, because you guys want backpacks so bad.
I'm on it right now.
We doing that?
I'm on it right now.
But I did want to say that. I did want to say also.
Send it to me in the chat later.
Also, before you get into the Kevin Owens thing, the Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre thing, I have to ask y'all, considering Triple H is in control now, would you guys not mind it if Sami Zayn got that push that we never saw since 2016?
Well, Sami Zayn should definitely get something. I mean, Sami Zayn's one of the best they got. It's just whatever character they got going on for him right now. I think they pair him up with Kevin, honestly, again. Ooh. And we see those guys versus the Usos, and I think those guys are going to be the one to take the titles off the Usos.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, so I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos will be the match that'll get those titles off of them, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, Sami Zayn easily should be something.
I'm also waiting for Sasha to return. I'm waiting for Sasha. I'm waiting so patiently. Has anybody not seen my Sami Zayn?
Triple H has a plan. You gotta let him have these plans here because
I'm waiting so patiently for my wife to come back.
It's a calculation type ordeal, man. You can't just rush it, okay? Listen,
I know. I'm trying to be
patient. We just talked to Duke about it. He said the whole rushing and everything, that's kind of what turned him off. So listen, let it be played out. Let the plan happen. Patience.
Also, I hope Duke rewatches this because he followed me and I did not know. So I'm sorry, Duke.
Oh,
I just followed him back. I'm so sorry. I did not know that you followed me.
I think I followed him when he said this was my actual account. He was on my For You actually, so I think I followed him back. I think so.
I did not know. I'm so sorry, bro. I feel so bad, but hey, he was so cool, bro.
But he was so cool. I liked you. Duke was great. I like him. He was good, and also I'm glad that he told us the story about how Brett snitched on Sean again. That's so weird.
That was crazy.
I was gonna say, I was like, well, like I told him, I was like, well, that's something that Brett would do to Sean, obviously. Like I said,
it's crazy. But
man,
yeah,
that is insane. I wish to be honest with you, like I said, I know we can't change the past, but I wish I had a time machine, just witnessed everything. I just want to see what it was like. I would just want to witness it.
I'm honestly gonna go back to WrestleMania 17 and watch that again because I do kind of want to see the whole Duke the Dumpster, right, the whole like actual gimmick again, and then just see the Battle Royal.
No, I just want to witness. I just want to witness my guy winning the WWE champion. I just want to see that. I just want to witness that. Just to go back and just see it. That's the only thing I want to see.
I was about to say I can probably tell my dad that I actually talked to a famous wrestler. So yeah.
I talked to a wrestler.
And then he'll be like, "Who is it? Duke the Dumpster. Duke the Dumpster. I watched him back in the day. Like what? Yeah.
But wait, so wait a minute. You weren't. Wait, you didn't know that Mr. Kennedy follows me? You didn't know that? I told the group that he followed me. Yeah, he followed me on TikTok.
You know our chat's like buried at this point. So if you did, it's probably just buried in the chat.
It is. It was like a while. It was like around mid-June.
How about that? Speaking of Mr. Kennedy, I'm definitely watching that Panda episode when it debuted.
Oh, for sure.
Because I definitely want to watch that interview. Bro, he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Green Bay, Wisconsin. You gotta.
I said when we go to our WrestleMania, we gotta take our stuff with us and film an OTB pod with one of them. If we got a chance to interview a wrestler, like we gotta. If we all go to our first WrestleMania together, we gotta interview someone. I know y'all are gonna want to. I know y'all are gonna want to interview Liv Morgan or something. Like I know that. So.
That's love. That's love.
None of us will exist. None of us will exist. Okay, yeah. This is it. This is This is Loft's dream pod right here. This is a dream interview. Liv, Nikita. Yeah, and then Jade in the baddie section. And many others.
Like all the women that he's in love with. That's
my man has so.
Loft's gonna be coming back in here screaming at us.
Exactly. Hey Jordan, I see your question. Thoughts on Mandy Rose's current title reign? I never liked it.
It's all right.
I never liked it. Like she just beat Zoe Stark to retain it again.
I knew it. I knew she was gonna retain.
Well,
I know one of y'all have Zoe.
Zoe's going up to the main roster, is she not? Like, because she's in that tournament.
Oh yeah.
It's a one-time appearance on the tag team.
Oh yeah. Phil, you don't watch NXT as much.
I was gonna watch this episode, but I wanted to do my full attention on Duke.
I was watching it and doing it at the same thing. Santos lost. Oh my no!
I heard he's coming. Coming.
Here's the thing. Wait, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So
I know.
That's why I stopped myself. I was like, wait a minute. I heard he's coming up.
Like we already know that Santos is going to be a superstar, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like he needs Legado behind him, bro. I don't know why.
Legado will come up with him.
No, Legado I think is still a part of the D'Angelo family, and Santos is just
about it.
They gotta find a way to get Legado out of there so that they can be all together with Santos. Because the thing is, Santos is coming up. Like that's the thing. Santos is gonna be up. That's why he lost tonight. But they gotta find a way to get Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza over there. I know that's not their names now, but those are the names that I know them as. Get Joaquin and get Raul out of that family, whatever the hell that family even is, and get them with Santos. It's the only way that they should do it. Oh, is it Braun Breaker right now? LeBron Breaker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about to end. I about to say Jordan Devlin just rode to the outside.
I was going to say, wait a second. It's like 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. They went overtime.
I about to say, NXT always go overtime now.
I didn't know that, actually, so no.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah, they go overtime now, probably like 5-10 minutes.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Santos will be a great United States champion. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
Oh, another spear.
He's going to be great on the main roster, especially with Triple H, for sure.
Yeah, and then I'm also I know you don't care for. I know you said nobody cares about him, but Leo's coming. Leo's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
It's disgusting that he's coming back. Honestly,
And then he's going to retire for his 5,000th time.
I can't collect.
Like he legitimately needs to figure out if he just wants to retire or not, because this is like his 5,000th time retiring and then coming back. So, that's him. Yeah. So.
Also, but I'm not. The only reason I was watching because I wanted to see if my guy Carmelo, the H-Champ, retained, and yeah, he did. Yes.
LeBron Breaker retained against.
I was only there for my guy Melo. That was it.
It's against JD McDuffin. Of course, he was gonna retain.
Retained. I about to say JD just like no sold one of his spears, so he hit him with another spear.
JD McDuffin just going wild, I guess.
Yeah, LeBron.
Ooh,
Wait. Oh!
What happened?
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate?
Tyler Bate.
I thought he got injured. Didn't he get injured?
Wait, he's the UK champion?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Dragunov vacated it.
Dragunov had to vacate it.
Oh, that's another one that should be coming. That's another one that should come up
when
he fully recovers. I feel like Dragunov will be phenomenal on the main roster. That's if he's allowed to come over to. He has because. Yeah, he has because
Dragunov's never been on the main roster before. He's never been. He's never
not
really
the main
been
roster. He was on the NXT roster. He was on the NXT roster, but never on. I said he would be great on the main roster, bro. Can you imagine the match between him and Pete Dunne?
All those stiff matches that happen. Oh my god.
Him and Karrion, Dragunov and Karrion Kross, like 1-on-1, bro.
It would be crazy for sure.
But you're going to talk about Drew and Kevin.
But yeah, Drew and Kevin killed it last night. Let's just be real. They killed it on the mic. They obviously killed it in the ring. Obviously, the whole disqualification finish, that wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but it made sense, honestly, for me. Because you couldn't have Kevin Owens lose. You couldn't have Drew lose, obviously, because he's going to Clash. The disqualification made sense, but the promo, my God.
Yeah,
you talk about passion for this business.
From both.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, you talk about passion for this business, you look at both of them easily.
Oh yeah. You guys know both of them are fantastic. Both of them have great respect for this business. And like I said, KO on the mic, never. He's always phenomenal, always top notch. He's up there. I always give it a French kiss every time he cuts a promo. And also, he's the prize fighter again. I love that he's back as the old Kevin Owens that I enjoy. And also, considering Drew, if they are bringing, I said this, but I unsended it in the chat. If they bring back Broken Dreams, come back as the Scottish psychopath. But you can be a face still. But if you have to be a heel to be a Scottish psychopath, then I'm fine with that either. I don't care because
don't matter to me. I just want to hear Broken Dreams one more time.
Facts.
Just one more time.
Just one more.
If it's legitimately just for like this one time, just because we're in the UK, that's fine to me. I just want to hear it one more time. Like, seriously.
Or you could bring it out on special occasions, like the UK or WrestleMania. You could bring it out for special occasions, like how Triple H brought King of Kings for special appearances, just like that.
Yeah. Either way.
The promo between both of them was fire. I was about to say Kevin Owens starting it off talking about how it's time for a change. He haven't had the title in 5 years.
Yep.
And yeah, he needs to win whatever title. He said United States, Intercontinental, it don't matter. He said, but he said his real dreams are at the Universal, undisputed Universal title. So I'm like, okay. So then Drew comes back. Hey, don't talk about me because you don't know anything about me. Somebody called me the chosen one. I was the chosen one back in the day. So you don't know where I came. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like these dudes are going ham.
Talk, bro. I have to
like-
ask you about that promo. Oh, go ahead, Nate. Sorry, you were still.
No, I was just gonna say like Kevin Owens. The thing about Kevin Owens that I really miss was that the pop-up powerbomb. Like that's one of my favorite moves, bro. And like I haven't seen Kevin Owens do it until last week when he powerbombed Ezekiel on the apron, even though it
Yes.
wasn't a pop-up powerbomb. But I'm like, bro, I need Kevin Owens to bring that back. And he was about to hit Drew with it, but Drew countered it, and I'm like, dang! I said I want to see the pop-up powerbomb.
I want to see this. Would you? This would be a cool encounter. Like if you do the pop-up powerbomb, but he hits the claymore in like.
How does that work?
Hey,
That would
it
be-
could work. It could work.
No, it can't. You gotta like freaking.
He picks him up and he tries to kick. Bam! You know.
He tosses him up and
Yeah, exactly.
You want to see people die. That's what you want to do.
I mean, didn't a lot of people like from the RKO though? Like, you know, so like, what if that happened? You know, so like,
The whole the RKO, you're not like, oh, okay, all right.
he's like, all right, yeah. But I was gonna ask y'all,
whatever kind of pipe dream you want to have for that Claymore kick, you can have.
But I was gonna ask you guys this. When that hit, we're here today. Today's Tuesday. Was that on your For You page all day? Was that on your For You page all day today? Drew and
What,
KO
the promo?
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loved it. So,
I loved it
so
too.
obviously they were going to use it for a video sake. It was just a great promo, and the thing is, like I said, that there's passion in that. You know, there are reports coming out earlier that that Triple H is going to allow less scripted promos, and obviously that felt like it. It did. It felt a little less scripted, and it felt like them just being them. Yeah, it was just great. Loth, I'm sorry, Duke is not here anymore, but he was very pleasant.
I
Guy.
take care of something real quick. My fault.
No worries, man.
No worries. But I have to say, also now Triple H is Triple H is in control, bro. Bring back the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm talking about the entrance they used to do when he was massively over. Bring it back.
We'll get these repackaging. Just let it happen.
I'm about to say he's still kind of over. I'm about to say the only reason why is because of Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee goes crazy.
That's the only reason why he's over. That's the only reason why he's over.
But 2017 Nakamura was, I know he's over still, but he's massive. He was He was
Again,
so over back.
Let it progress. Let it happen organically. Because you know, as soon as Booze gets back, they're going to try to get that again.
Rick.
So yeah. I'll have to watch NXT because apparently it's like one of the best episodes ever, from what I hear on social media.
It was good.
Mellow routine. That's all I cared about.
I didn't even watch the Mellow match because I was still streaming, so I missed like maybe 2 matches. But the rest of the show, I was watching while we were here. And everything seemed like it was real good. So
Did Mandy win again?
yeah, Mandy.
Yeah.
Of course she did. Of course she did.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yo, I wanted to yell GG so bad, but Duke was here.
You had to be professional.
Yeah, I had to be professional. I saw GG on the screen, and I was like,
we had to be professional because because like I said, we've never interviewed.
Oh yeah, Loft, you didn't see that. So Gigi and JC got thrown out from ringside, and freaking Nikita attacked him.
Oh, they're freaked out. Yeah,
He's like, she's like, oh, I love her. I love her more.
Like she hit both of them with like a roundhouse kick, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness, he's the best. Oh,
well,
man.
Lof, I have to ask you. Well, Lof, we were talking about Drew and KO.
We're doing the whole Drew and KO thing because, of course, the actual review for Raw kind of went off the rails with our draft. But what did you think of the whole Drew and KO segment? I mean, the promo was phenomenal in itself, and the match was too. It's just a promo. It caught fire today. It seemed like
That was the best TV promo I've seen in a little while because it wasn't. I didn't know when KO came out like that. It would be different if it started off hot. It was a slow incline, and once it got to the top, it was just up there. And like usually when I'm on live and shit, like my live only jumps up when like someone loses that they weren't supposed to lose or a return happens. That was the first time my live jumped off a promo.
right.
Like that was ridiculous because we were all in there watching, and I just wasn't saying nothing. I was like fully captivated into what they were saying, and they did it so well with the fact, like even after the match, well during the match was great. KO didn't lose because they're repackaging him. Drew didn't lose because he got to fight Roman in September. So it was like that was perfectly done from beginning to end. I can't say too much. There's not enough positive words I can say about that. That was the best part of Raw and one of the best TV promos I've seen in a very long time.
I would go down to saying that was the best promo WWE's had all year so far.
For me. I can't think of any other ones.
For me, I mean, that's the best one they've had all year for WWE. Not ever, but WWE. It was just a good episode of Raw, and of course, our Raw review kind of, turned into an OTB draft for our fantasy league. But that's just what happens.
But it was worth it. It was worth it. Come on now.
It was worth it.
People stayed and watched. Oh my god!
And people stayed and watched, which is crazy.
That's how much hey, and you want to know something? Guys appreciate that because they didn't care if you guys had to. They didn't care if we had if the Raw review was just pushed aside. You guys moved on to something else. Like you did something a little bit fun besides wrestling. Appreciate that they still stayed, guys, because that's how much we love this and they love us. Like just it's just
community cared at the end of the day.
Yeah,
even if it was just fantasy football.
Yeah. Like how I said, like even when I asked Duke, like, yo, we talk wrestling all the time. We're a freaking wrestling podcast for God's sake. Like let's talk about something else, like favorite video games or how's life going or what you want to do in life or something else, like because we could talk. Yeah, because like we could talk wrestling all the time, but like it's always nice to like like get other like opinions on like different type of stuff, like sports or like video games or TV shows, movies, stuff like that. So, Nate, I saw you take so much disrespect in the fantasy. What was that about? Wait, which take? Are you talking about the R. Kelly thing?
Hey, whoa. Relax.
Why? Listen, I don't want to get fired. He's watching.
He's watching. But I was gonna say about what was I gonna talk about? Oh, who would you guys like to be pushed after the tribal chief will be dethroned eventually? I know it's happening. I know it's going to happen. No, it's going to come to an end. I'm going to be sad. I'm a
very happy boy right now.
I'm going to be fuck you guys. But I know that's coming to an end soon. But who would you guys like to have a push? Like I'll give you like at least five. Like
it doesn't matter. We just need more. We just need new people up there. I legitimately don't care who they do it with. Like just some just some people knew. Like I'd love to see Kevin Owens back up in the world title scene. I'd love to see Sami Zayn up there if it was ever all possible. Just honestly repackaging people. Just repackage people to the way that they were. That way we can look at them as people in the world title picture again. Like you said with Shinsuke, and just many others. Like it doesn't even really matter. like just repackage the people, get them to where they are more prominent and everything like that, and just go to work. Like that's all that really matters to me.
Main event Dolph is back. I love that.
Dolph, love Dolph again.
Again?
What? What?
You said again. Sounds like you said like again. What do you mean love again? I get he's not been on TV, but
because he hasn't been on top in forever. So I'd love it if he was up there again. Yes, that's the way I took it.
Okay, I thought you were like again. He's like, I like him again. I was like again. I was like.
I've always liked Dolph. It's just
okay. Now you made it better.
I've always liked Dolph.
How about I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure all of us like Dolph. It's just that he haven't been on top since like 2011. So
14.
14. Yeah.
My bad. Anyway,
you gotta remember. Hello, you gotta remember. I remember.
I was thinking when he cashed in Money in the Bank. That's
13.
That was 13.
See, I don't know my dates. You know what I'm saying? I got
the encyclopedia. You gotta remember. I know the wrestling knowledge. I know.
All I know is that Big E debuted. That's all I know.
I know Tuesday Talks is all about this. But guys, we need to do another Wrestling Jeopardy. We need to do another.
Yeah, we definitely need.
We gotta do one.
We'll make it Tuesday Talk on that.
As long as Phil don't come up with crowbars.
All right, I have every right. I have every right to take you out right now.
Come on, Phil. Hey, Phil. Our viewer still says that the best. That was the best moment in OTB history. It's up there.
God. Look at him. Look at the schmuck. Look at him. The fact that he has the audacity. All right.
He's like, how are you doing?
All right.
A-Town, no thanks. No.
You said
A-Town. He's gonna be a feature piece in the company, so he might as well just accept it now.
Oh yeah. Hey Phil. Also on NXT, they had a segment with Indy Hartwell. I don't know who the heck this.
Are they teasing Dexter again?
Yeah,
Dexter.
She had a love letter, and on the end of the love letter, it said index, and then it had like the heart of them drawn.
Yes!
I'm like, it's still a thing. It's still a thing. And then all of a sudden, this like.
Okay, here's the thing. You can't forget that. You can't forget that because of the craziness that happened.
And then all of a sudden, like this like new female wrestler, she looked like goth as crap, but like. She came out of nowhere and like snatched the letter and then just ripped it in front of Indy, like right in her face, and walked off like nothing happened. I'm like, first of all, who is this? Second of all, why she just do Indy like that?
No respect.
Wait, who is this?
Huh?
Who did that to
I don't know. It was like some new like female wrestler that just showed up in NXT.
Blair Davenport?
I think that was her. Yeah, I think that was
Davenport?
her.
Yeah. She was in NXT UK.
Okay. Yeah.
I know Blair.
Bro, they're bringing a whole. Bro, are they gonna like shut down NXT UK because they're bringing in a whole bunch?
I think we're getting a merger of the rosters.
Oh yeah, Loft. I don't know if you've seen it, but they brought in Tyler Bate to fight Braun Breaker.
Braun again.
Oh, really?
And I think it's a title. It's either champion versus champion or title for title.
Oh, that might be crazy.
I think we're merging the rosters. I think we're getting NXT UK and NXT like
that's
as one show now.
Crazy.
There's a whole invasion tonight.
Yeah, they had like some group like attack Diamond Mine. I'm like, who the heck are these?
And that was Gallus. That was Gallus. Now here's the thing.
Who the heck is Gallus?
I'll tell you guys more about it. So I think we're either getting like the unification of the rosters, or we're possibly getting a like a show. You know, like how AEW and New Japan did. We could
Yeah.
possibly be seeing a NXT and NXT UK be doing some kind of like unification show, if anything like that, maybe. I'll tell you guys about these guys named Gallus and all of that stuff and everything like that.
The one
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
if we do have a show like that, please let it be in an arena again. I'm about to say it's been so long since
We
had
can't
like,
have that be in Full Sail, or we
yeah,
can't have that
yeah.
be in
I was about to say
Performance
it's been
Center.
so like the last time we had NXT outside of arena was freaking Stand and Deliver, and that was at like WrestleMania weekend, and nobody was there because it was so early in the day. It was like at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bro.
The fact that NXT is still operating in the Performance Center at the year of 2022 is ridiculous. Get them out of the PC.
Yeah.
Like
I understand that it's like, it's for like smaller crowds and it's developmental, but like, man, I'm about to say, like, you're slowly bringing people back to NXT because we all know NXT was garbage when it first turned into NXT 2.0. Now that they're like, Triple H is in charge and he's like slowly merging the rosters, and then like, we getting a whole bunch of changes now. Like, you got to do something.
Wait. Hold up,
and
Nate.
they introduced a guy named Quincy Elliott tonight.
Oh yeah, the big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He showed up.
Yeah, he showed up. It said that he's coming soon. So
no disrespect, Lop. No disrespect, Lop. I did when I first saw him, I was like, "Yo, did Viscera have a kid?" Like,
apparently he's like super popular on NXT Level Up. He calls himself the something diva. I I forgot.
That's the man.
So basically,
he was wearing a Bratz t-shirt tonight.
Yeah,
so
he's kind of like Velveteen Dream XL. I say that.
no.
No.
Nate, you're not gonna like this. But guys, that the Lop, Phil, you're gonna love it though. I hate it too, Nate. Trust me. That's gonna be your next male model. Oh my god. I hate that.
Yo, why would you say that? Now.
Listen. That's a very listen. Hold on a second. Hold on. That is a very exclusive club. Okay. The fact that you think that he's going to be a part of it, I need to see him first. Okay. It's a very exclusive
Like I
club.
say, he's like super popular.
He can take my spot. I quit. I already told Max I quit.
You did not quit.
I already talked to him. I said I'm out. I'm out the motherfucking club. I said it's not PG. We're on Twitch.
Oh yeah, and
keep telling this guy that he's not fired because
he fired me because I took his sister to dinner. A little something happened, not PG. And then he fired me. So
I need y'all to watch a Level Up.
But yeah, I was about to say he's like super.
Should I watch NXT Dark?
Like I don't watch like Level Up, but like from what I saw on there, he's like super popular, and his entrance is like, he comes out on a motorized scooter to the ring.
Oh my God.
My man's like,
and the crazy thing is that the crowd is behind him. Like he's like crazy hype.
Good.
So I ain't seen none of his matches, but like from like his entrance alone, I'm like, oh yeah, like there's something about this dude. So,
now I gotta watch NXT Dark on the USA Network for $9.99.
You understand it, but he has it. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Oh, Nate, I want to say this. You called it last Friday. I'm gonna say this to Nate. Nate, you called it last Friday. You called it last Friday about Hit Row returning.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a freaking, freaking god. You know what I'm saying?
There were also reports saying that too. So I don't know if you saw the reports before that.
Hey, you know what? I said it before the reports, though. You know what I'm saying? I said a report.
Nate is the report.
Yeah, I am the report. Somebody told me it was like.
I actually did talk about the Karrion Kross thing before that report came out. So yeah, so we did the same thing over here.
Man, this is what I said. This is what I said when the Hit Row came back. I even was like, man, I really wish Swerve was there, bro. For real. Like, I really wish Swerve was there. Like, could you imagine like Swerve was there? But I know he's tag team champs with Keith, but. Bro, Hit Row taking over. Like you got Isaiah, you got Top Dollars, your tag team champions, and you got and you got Swerve as your Intercontinental Champion, and they get that title. And bro, come on.
My
Maybe
name
one
is
day.
B-Fab. Why?
You know,
Because
here's
I B-Fab.
here's the thing. Somebody on Twitter, we already mentioned this before, so we're not really going to be doing this again. But somebody on Twitter tweeted at Isaiah saying, "Yeah, I feel like you think that you're wasting away in AEW now, don't you?" And then obviously he's like,
I saw that.
away.
Yeah. I saw
And
that.
like, listen, he's fine. He's gonna be fine. He's a tag team champion, so they obviously see something in him. Plus, he's with Keith. He's doing a good thing over there. He's happy for them. Let him be happy for them. And if the thing is, if he ever wanted to go back to WWE if the contract expires, I don't think it would be a problem. So just let it happen. Let him be him. My God, just let them be happy.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, I had a little something in my brain. Nate, I want to address a little something, bro.
Okay.
I've been on Nate's live for a while, gal. The Seth Rollins slandered is insane.
Oh yeah, we need to stop.
I am like,
it happened again last night.
Disgusted. Like
it happened again last night, bro. I'm like, I'm
Just-
sitting here, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. Seth Rollins coming out, you know, going crazy. You know what I'm saying, how I usually go up in the live, and then like a few random people, bro. He's trash, bro. He's overrated.
I'm like,
bro.
bro, you're talking about the man that's been also like, I know, yeah, Roman's been carrying the company, but you're talking about like the most top notch carrying the company.
I'm about to say, in 2018, he carried like crazy, bro.
Yeah, you're talking about the man that's been carrying WWE on his back too, as well.
I'm about to say, and at that time, he was Intercontinental Champion. And he was carrying like crazy, like bro.
Yeah, because Brock was the world champion at the time. He never showed up.
It never showed up.
Yeah, that's just it. And then I say Seth's still over as a heel, but I say it would not surprise me if Seth does go back as babyface again. But I like Seth as a heel. I love Seth as a heel.
Honestly, I don't even look at him as a heel anymore. I don't.
Me neither, because they're cheering him. I hear the cheers. I hear a little bit of the boos, but I feel like that's like the sound of the boos.
I don't hear boos anymore. All I hear are cheers. So as far as I'm aware of, that's a babyface.
But the promos though, they're very heelish though. But like,
yeah.
Jordan, I'm gonna tell you why. Roman Marks hates Seth because they know that's the one person that Roman keeps ducking because they know Rollins can beat him if given the chance to.
I don't, like I said, Seth is one of those guys that I wouldn't be mad if he dethrones him. Drew's one of them too. I said AJ was one of them.
I was about to say it was kind of a dumb opinion in my my bad, Lof. I forgot we're not gonna say in my opinion. But yeah, like it was kind of a dumb opinion. But like somebody in the live said, I asked him, I was like, give me a legitimate reason why like you don't like Seth. He was like, no, I like Seth. He said it's just that he's overrated, and the reason why he's overrated is because like he comes out and he's like dancing all over the place and stuff. Like I'm like, that doesn't matter. I'm like, that doesn't matter at all. I'm like, that's a terrible reason.
That's the worst excuse I've ever. It's like saying I like John Cena, but I don't like when he does the "you can't see me" thing. Like it's literally just Yeah. It's also like saying I like Stone Cold, but I don't like it when he crushes the beers every time he celebrates. Like when like Raw reunion comes, I'm like, bro, that's the gimmick.
That's his gimmick. Him dancing around and everything. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing that kind of grinds my gears a little bit. What's wrong with people not like? People are like, there's too much wrestling on this show.
Oh yeah.
Remember what I told you last Tuesday? Remember what I told you last Tuesday? They're still used to the Vince McMahon WWE and not Triple H's WWE.
Oh, easily now. You can totally tell about that now because now they don't want wrestling on a wrestling show.
They don't know.
Are you kidding me?
Like they don't know what they want. Like, do you not see Twitter? Do you not? Sorry, people that are on TikTok. Do you not see TikTok? Do you not see anything on social
media? Wrestling entertainment. The middle word.
Like
it's wrestling.
Like we had, I don't even know how many matches we had, but all of them
We
were
had
like
4
at
matches on
least.
Raw last week.
I'm about to say all of them were at least like 10 plus minutes. Like,
Yeah.
bruh,
And they were good. They were
fantastic.
good
I'm
matches.
about to say it was people in my live last night even complaining like, "Yo, this match is still happening." Like, yeah, bro, get it over with already.
Just let it
Like,
happen.
bruh.
Vince McMahon has destroyed the youth. That's
Yes.
what he did. He destroyed the youth.
Easily.
Him and
Easily.
Roman Reigns have destroyed the
Yeah,
youth.
man, Roman Reigns.
Vince McMahon.
Hey,
and
watch your
Roman-
mouth. Watch your mouth about the
Hey,
tribal
hey,
chief.
hey,
Wait,
nah,
watch.
Yeah, come on
Vince
now.
McMahon
No,
and
no.
Roman Reigns have destroyed the youth.
No,
And now,
no,
not only
no,
do they not want wrestling, but now they
no,
want
no,
every champion to never lose ever.
And they want and Roman want kids to call him daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. I acknowledge Roman Reigns, but I will not do that. I am sorry, but I will not
Family
do
shirt shall buy. He's not your tribal chief. He's not your dad. Go
He is
talk
my
to
tribal
your dad.
chief.
Your dad's over there. Your
Hello,
dad's
I got it on
Hey,
right now.
your
dinner.
dad is
Your dad's
over
making you
there.
dinner, bro. Go to your real dad. He's
The man
fine.
is the tribal chief. He is the tribal chief.
Go to your real dad and tell him how you feel. Like, come on.
Right
Now.
there.
Oh, he acknowledges him too.
Yeah,
Hey,
here's
Dad,
the-
listen.
here-
I don't
here's the thing.
acknowledge you. I acknowledge
Here's the
Roman.
thing.
Sorry.
Like Klaus said, you're 36. I am not calling this man my dad. Like, nah. Like, you're 36 years old watching a
grown man.
professional wrestling show.
I acknowledge the man,
Go
but
to
I
your
said I
real dad.
acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief head of the table, but like I won't do that. But like you said,
Listen. Saul, how old are you? Like 20, like 23, 24?
I'm 22. Thank you.
22.
22.
Same difference. You're 22. You're not going to acknowledge him as your dad. Like come on now.
No. But as a performer, as a character, yes. As a performer,
I
as a
understand that completely, but
The performer,
Dad
yeah,
part.
fine. That's fine. But you're not going to acknowledge him as your dad.
no. I already have a father. He acknowledges him too.
thank the Lord.
Corbin has the right. Corbin has the right idea. My dad is better than Roman.
Hey,
I already have a father. He acknowledges him too. Anyway, so
Hey, I was just thinking of something that's messed up. Yo, what if the dad just come out of nowhere? It's either me or Roman. Pick, son.
who
Sorry,
me?
Sorry, Dad. I gotta go with
Dude,
Roman.
He's like, this man's got money. What do you have?
He's destroying it.
Sorry, Dad. I gotta go with
My
Roman.
man's got like 4 SUVs. He's got and everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm going with him. Nah.
This is where it
Yeah.
ends, yo.
Listen, the fact that Roman wants to have people call him dad, that's just crazy. Like that.
Eddie told Dominic to call him dad. So like, but that's different.
That was in a story. This
But I
was
still
just
don't know
crazy.
to this day. I look at it and I'm like, I can't tell still. Like, bro.
It is kind of okay. Not to bring it up again, but it is kind of crazy how much he does look like Eddie now.
For real, that's what I'm saying. See, that's why I said to this very day, I still don't know if that's his kid. I was like, did Vicky have a son that no one knows about? Like,
I know. Ray has to be his father. He has to be.
He has to be, but still, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. To this day, it's just like the mystery of like who threw the pie at Kevin Owens. It's that kind of mystery. We never knew about that actually, too. Fun fact about that. Like, listen.
I was like at a Thanksgiving or Christmas party that
4th of July.
4th of July. Whatever holiday. Who cares?
That's crazy.
I was like, no, that's enough. It's like who threw the pie at Kevin Owens? Is Eddie Guerrero, Dominic's real dad? Those are some of the topics.
What did Rey Mysterio land on when Baron Corbin threw him off the side of the building and he just landed somewhere?
And then he just reappeared like he didn't die.
Yeah,
right. And he resurrected, like he resurrected. Like I thought Ray was dead.
And now all of a sudden, here's the thing. Now all of a sudden, Ray has his eye back from the the eye match.
He had that match for like one match, and they came back and was there again.
He has his eye back because of the eye match.
Loft, Nate, I have to ask y'all this. Phil, this is a great colleague question. So when you guys saw him vice gripping Ray, What did you guys think of that as a child? Same thing.
I thought
You
witnessed the crime.
you know the lyric in R-Truth's song, like "Pop You Like a Pimple"? That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, this man's gonna pop this man like a pimple.
I was terrified, bro.
I thought I witnessed
like I
the crime.
said, at the time, Ray was one of my favorites, so I'm like, all right, so I'm watching SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? I got to get up for school. This is
It's a Friday.
So I'm good.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm still young. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the Great Khali just squeeze all the freaking watermelon juice out of your head. Like, I'm like, yo, what is going on? I'm like,
I thought he was dead.
I thought I witnessed the crime.
I'm like, oh my god!
I thought I witnessed the crime for real. Like as a kid too, I was scared too. And then Batista was late to save his ass. I was like, where were you?
He came back an hour later, like, oh, here
I was so pissed that he did not show up to save his ass because he was getting squeezed to death. I was like, where the fuck were you? Like you were supposed to save your friend. You were supposed to be his friend.
I hate you, Batista. I hate you too.
I hate you too. Well, hey, and that was the day he was down. That was the day he was down. Remember that.
He was down when John like taped his ankles so at the ring post and
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like that was
that I hate you, Batista. I hate you too was from that match, was it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That was the day he was down. That was the day he was down.
Yo, listen, craziness actually happened from the moment that I heard that line. So what happened was, and I know my friend is watching this, so or at least after the fact. So hello. So I was watching, that pay-per-view live with him because he had like he had the DVD of it, right? And I went over to his house. Like this was like early on in my wrestling, right? And when that part came up, he's like, you know that's me, right? I'm like, there's no shot. He's
what,
like, the kid that screamed, I hate you, Batista, he told me that was him. And I'm like, yeah, no, there's no shot. There's no shot. And then he like legitimately made me believe that he was the kid for all those years. And then in like 2019 or whatever, he just decides to randomly text me out of the blue saying, yeah, Phil, you know that moment where I said, I hate you, Batista, I hate you too? I'm like, yeah, it's like a great moment. What do you want? It's like, yeah, I made you believe it in all that time. That wasn't me. That was just some random kid. I'm like, you can't be doing that to me. Because like,
don't do that to me. Right.
I don't even know where that show took place for real. Because what year was that? Like
2010. 2010. Cena just won the WWE Championship after WrestleMania.
Good times, man. Good times.
Game Rules 2000.
And this was before Nexus became
okay, so is it the Royals Farm Arena, wherever that was? Let me. All right.
While you're searching that, I have to ask y'all, what's your favorite Monday Night Raw moment? Nate, your favorite Monday Night Raw moment, like that you witnessed as a child?
The live sex celebration. No,
oh my god!
Here's the thing. I was young too, so I should have known that I wasn't him because that was in Baltimore, Maryland. We were in Connecticut. You did not just go to Baltimore, Maryland just to yell, I hate you, Batista, I hate you too. No, you did not just do that. So no. I should have known.
Did you hear? But did you hear that? Did you hear what Nate said about what was his?
I said I was just playing.
I was gonna say.
Apparently, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is going to be the special guest timekeeper for tomorrow's Dynamite.
Ooh!
What the hell for what match?
Where did that come from?
I guess the whole entire episode. I was about to say Tony Khan announced it on Twitter.
Tony's that desperate, is he? He's scared. He's scared. Triple H. He's that desperate.
But
He is. That man is such a mark.
Anything to be desperate about.
Hey.
Oh my God, you're
That's something I would say.
legitimately.
Someone said it before I did. That's funny.
He's like, yo, I'm gonna call a legend. He goes, yo, Ricky.
That
He
is
goes,
not
yo,
a
Ricky,
desperate
you know,
move.
you know,
That's a good
you
shot,
want to be the
son.
timekeeper, you know. So like,
I about to say
That
it was
is
so,
not a
so
desperate
many.
move. My God.
It was so
I mean,
many
no, what's a
different,
desperate move is if he called The Rock to be on
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Come on, Dwayne.
I don't understand how a special timekeeper is like, oh my God, I'm shaking in my boots. No.
Oh
no.
my God, Ricky!
Like,
Nate, no, not Nate. Vlog, come on, Dwayne showing up at AEW.
The reason why he's there is because it's a House of the Dragon type special episode. So it's not.
It's so stupid.
So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, I get
Brian's
it.
the American Dragon.
It's nothing to like.
You said
Why is AEW like sponsored by Game of Thrones all of a sudden now? Like that. Like, that's so weird.
No one tell me why, because I don't know.
I'm about to say they're trying to get that HBO deal, Phil.
And I'm sorry, but I never watched a single episode. So
Wait, what? What?
Of House
What'd
of
you
Dragon.
just say?
Me neither.
What did you just say? Did you say you never watched?
I've
House
never
of
watched a
Dragon?
single episode of Game of Thrones. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Nope.
Game of Thrones. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Game of Thrones. I thought you said you never saw American Dragon, Jake Long. I was like, what?
American Dragon.
Who was talking about the American Dragon, Jake
He
Long?
was singing the song.
Yeah, how about me and Saul was singing the song.
The
Because-
only American Dragon I know is, well, actually, no, I do know Jake Long, but of course, Bryan Danielson. I mean, come on.
That's what I said.
No,
He was
like
singing the
yeah,
song.
Loft said like he said the only dragon I know is the American Dragon, Brian Danielson.
And that's when we would start singing it.
Yeah, that's when we started singing the song. Yeah. But going back to Saul's question real quick about the best moment in Raw, it was so many. But I about to say one of my favorites is when Chris Jericho debuted.
Ooh,
Y2J.
Phil, favorite moment of Raw?
Ever be the
It's a good
same
moment.
again. I like how you say again instead of
Again.
Yeah, it's not again.
Again.
It's again.
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 Yes.
Thank you.
There's so many moments from me watching and everything like that. But, I'm just going to go back to one of the most shocking moments that I ever had. And this was, again, early on, the Nexus stuff. Well, when the Nexus stuff, like, just first started to see.
Oh yeah.
I thought Cena was dead. Like, bro, I thought my guy Cena died. Like, I was like, this man died like
I was like, what
times.
is this? I'm like, what is this thing called professional wrestling? Like, is this real? Like, did fans just randomly come out and just say, yeah, nah, fuck it, I'm just gonna destroy Raw?
They destroyed the whole set. And like,
They choke out Justin Roberts and everything. Like,
that's what actually got Brian fired.
I know.
They tore up the ring. I'm like, oh my god, bro.
I'm like, what the hell is this? Did fans just go rogue that night and they just said, yeah, no, we're just gonna destroy Raw?
My man just went like in my brain I was like, is this like as a 10-year-old I was like, yo, did they bring back like the old ECW fans to take out Cena and everything? Like what? And I was like, why are they in their underwear?
those are just Rob Van Dam fans that like just like from the ECW show.
Right.
Years.
They're still mad. They're still pissed that if Cena won that night, they're gonna eat his ass alive.
like Rob Van Dam is just smoking in the back. He's like, all right, kids, just go do it.
Oh my god. Loft, same question. Favorite moment of Raw.
I'm like, what the hell? That's how long I've been watching Raw, so that's ridiculous.
That's what I was saying.
You've been watching Raw since you were like what, 5?
I think it gotta be.
I was watching it since I was like 4. No, wait, I couldn't watch Raw because of my mom. Dang it, mom.
No,
Hey,
they Randy Orton stuff. They Randy Orton stuff when he would like attack the whole McMahon family.
Listen, I thought I witnessed a crime when he kicked Vince.
I thought Vince was done. I thought that was it.
Yo, but back when you said, bro, yeah, mom wouldn't let me watch Raw for she wouldn't let me watch Raw, but when she fell asleep, I snuck into the living room and just watched Raw. And so I did witness, like I said, that live celebration. I was like,
Oh.
I was like, now I know why Mom didn't want me to watch this stuff right now. I was like, I understood why. But then, thank God it didn't show. Thank God it wasn't up for ECW back in the day.
06, I believe.
Yeah. I
This
said this. Thank God I wasn't up for ECW because Kelly was like, being a.
Oh yeah.
And so I was already imagining that. I was like, can I imagine being in there as a kid? I was like, I'm watching Kelly. I'm like, what is this? And I'm looking so my sister don't snitch on me. And if Mom comes in the room, I'll be like, I'm gonna change it to Nickelodeon. I'll be like, oh hey Mom, yeah, I'm watching SpongeBob. Yeah, Plankton stole the Krabby Patty formula again. So and then he got it back. So that's Mom wouldn't let me watch Raw. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm always gonna remember that story that Duke just told us in the interview about when he stopped watching. Because I feel like there was always that one moment where everybody just decided to just not watch anymore for whatever reason. The way that Duke kind of brought that up, oh my god.
Favorite moment of Raw. The favorite moment of Raw for me is either when John Cena debuted. Debuted on Raw when he got drafted to Raw, or when it was also either when what was that other moment? Oh yeah, when DX reunited in 2006. I was so hyped. Me and my brother were so hyped that night, bro. Like I was edge off my seat. We saw freaking one of the members of the Spirit Squad get thrown out. I'm like, yo, did my man John Cena literally just throw him out there? Like, because you couldn't see him back in the day, But I know, overused joke. I know, overused joke. You gotta remember, as a little kid, I was making the Cena jokes back then. You gotta remember that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
back then, of course, yeah. But now,
now it's overused. I know.
I hate it so much now.
It's so bad. But then I saw him get thrown out. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And I saw your boy Shawn Michaels.
Here's the thing: Cena's on TikTok now, so we can see him. Like it's a legit thing.
That is true. That is
I don't
true.
see him. I don't know.
He still hasn't followed me back.
Listen.
For real, I was about to say,
he follows me on Twitter. I need him to follow me on TikTok. Like that's the thing.
I don't even follow anybody.
Yo, if you could get John Cena, if you message John Cena on Twitter and say, "Yo, can you hop on Outside the Brand if you had spare time?" Bro, that's gonna be like
for a year. I've been doing that for a year.
Ever since he followed me on Twitter, I've been DMing him. He just doesn't answer. So
because he's a busy man. That's why.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's him doing his Twitter. It can't be.
Yeah, it's probably like a social media manager or something like that.
Now, of course, when he does his actual inspirational quotes and everything like that, of course that has to be him. But there's social media managers all over the place.
Yeah,
but
it's athletes and actors and stuff that have social media managers. Like, hey, promote this or say this. All right, cool. So,
LeBron James, for example.
LeBron James.
No, LeBron actually does his stuff. So
you can tell LeBron does his stuff.
You can tell LeBron does his stuff.
We're freaking Matt Ryan. No, he does his stuff too.
Ryan, hate that dumb.
Y'all got Marcus Mariota.
You have far more value than being someone's backup plan, says John Cena today. You know that's a good thing.
So inspirational.
Man. John Cena's always an inspirational man.
He's for the people. Remember that. You got to remember that. Cena's for the people.
I about to say, Phil, one way that you could probably get John Cena on here. I about to say you just got to do the freaking Twitter thread that'd be day 1 of asking John Cena to be on my podcast. Day 2 of asking John Cena.
That could be good. And then they just start tagging.
One day, I don't know.
Yeah,
listen,
day 73, and then all of a sudden
we got John Cena on Outside the Brand. That's going to be one of the most interviewed stuff that wrestling podcast has done. Up there with Chris. Shout out to Chris. Shout
out to Chris Van Vliet real quick, okay? I know this man was in here while we had Duke on the show, but shout out to Wheels real quick. Wheels.
Yo, what up, Wheels?
Wheels, like the tire.
Mike the Tiger.
There he is. There he is again, right here, Wheels. Listen, you are the one that creates chaos on pretty much, everything alive. This guy's absolutely crazy. Do you have any jokes for us before we get honestly out of here? Because yes, it's going to be 11 o'clock very soon. But yeah, we should end this on a Wheels joke, because Wheels, if you guys already don't know who Wheels is, the man is absolutely a menace to our community, but in a menace in a good way.
I'm saying, but it's good.
I about to say once I hop off, I'm actually gonna go in the living room and tell. Well, I'll see my dad tomorrow, but go tell my mom like, hey, I met freaking Duke, the dumpster.
Who?
And then
Dumpster Droese.
like Duke the dumpster. He wrestled back in the 90s. Ah. Like, yeah.
I was gonna say, my mom won't care. She's gonna be like, hey mom, guess what? I met a former wrestler. That's great. Can you take out the trash? I'm like, what the fuck?
There you go. Take out the trash. It's to the dumpster, right?
Aha.
To the dumpster. There you go.
Boom.
Boom.
What in the world, boo?
Boom.
I'm glad I made that joke while he's not here.
Just like that. Boom.
I'm glad I made that joke while he wasn't here. But yeah.
But if I met like John Cena, she would mark out for me though. But I would say, but if we ever got John Cena on the pod, she would mark out for her. Actually, you know what? No, my brother would mark out for me. He'll freaking call me like, "Are you interviewing John Cena right now?" And be like, yes. I'm like, why? What do you need? And then he's gonna say,
all right, here's the joke.
Here we go. All right.
What do you call a guy in a wheelchair that does comedy? Sit down.
Sit down comedy. Oh my god. Wow.
Hey, I'm a little intolerant. What do you call a guy that does comedy when he stands up? I'm doing stand-up comedy.
Oh man. Oh my god. He said in a wheelchair. Oh my god.
I encounter with the guy. Have you walked into Stephen Hawking's house yet? Neither has he. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep. There's the chaos that he always does. Okay.
Yo, shout out to you, Wheels. You are phenomenal, my God.
Yes, I did ask for it, but my God, that's crazy.
I thought I was bad. Okay.
No, listen, Wheels is worse. Wheels is way worse, bro.
Jesus.
You gotta talk to him, and you gotta go live with him at one point, because him live, I honestly should have been banned like 10 times because of this guy. Seriously, because he's that crazy.
Wheels is phenomenal.
He's a great guy.
He's great, dude. He's good, dude. He's good. Let's say also live WrestleMania 40. We are humming to Philly. We are Philly. We are going to be there. All of OTB members are going to be there. And then also you're going to have that one-on-one interview on OTB with Liv Morgan or Nikita.
I about to say when we go to WrestleMania Access, we're just going to try and get a whole bunch of interviews.
Yeah, the same. Megan's gonna get freaking Becky or freaking Roman to interview, So shout out to Megan, by the way.
It just.
But then I'm also good.
Here's the thing. Yes, the fact that Panda allowed you into the company is wild. Yes, but you're a good dude, so of course he was gonna allow you to be a part of it.
Phil would get Phil. I know. If we interview wrestlers, like I said, I know you're gonna get Britt. I know you're gonna get Britt and Adam Cole.
That has to be a thing.
You're gonna have to let him do the Adam Cole baby on the friggin' OTB intro if you ever do that though.
Yo, Phil.
I'll talk to Ralph.
Yo, Phil. I need Chris Danger on the pod, bro.
you're gonna have to contact him because you guys know what happened to me.
He's like, you got the wrong guy. He's like, you got the wrong guy. He's like, I'm team.
You're
A,
gonna have
but
to
don't have
contact
his
him
number.
because you know what he did to me. So
What did he do to you?
Hey,
Yo, Phil
I
is
told
always
you
getting
guys countless times that he's blocked me.
Yo, Phil is always getting blocked by like the coolest people. Like, what in the
Why is
world?
What did you do to Chris? I never knew.
never spoke a word to Chris Danger. Okay, never spoke a single
like you.
word.
He
Oh,
just don't like
no. I remember you got. I remember you told the story that you got trolled by
like-
Conan.
Yeah, he was like, that's the
The
guy.
Conan story is ridiculous.
And I said, but then I should have. But then I was like, you could. It was like you. I was like, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I forgot that Conan does that to people.
He still follows me. He still follows me on Twitter. But the man just, yeah, Phil. It's like 2011 at this time. Yeah, Phil, I've been seeing you getting a lot of traction. Why don't you come on the podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure. Never contacted me. Never contacted me again. So I'm like, yeah, you're fine. I just got stood up by Conan. No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
damn.
but shout out to Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Loft. We all love Dwayne. You know, so
Saying
Why
Dwayne,
are you talking about Dwayne? Like,
I was like, shout out to Dwayne. You know, so like
I was about to say, this dude
Once you
saw
rock,
as
you
big
can-
as a fan for Dwayne as he is for Roman.
that is false. That is false.
it's not false because you've been talking about Dwayne for
I love Dwayne. I love
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
No,
You
know what?
top 10 of all time. What do you mean?
I about to say that the only reason why Saul really likes Dwayne is because he came out with that freaking song with Tech Nine, and since then,
Yes.
since then, it's been
It's
absolutely.
about power. Yeah, I know.
Yes. Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
That was such a bad time, Brad.
For
It
real.
is, yeah.
That was a good time. What the fuck are you guys are talking about? No, that was a good time.
Like every single TikTok, bro. It's about drop. It's about
It's about power. Yes. Come on, everybody in the chat, sing it with me. Yeah, it's about drive.
Yeah,
It's
better
about
not.
power.
Don't sing it. Don't sing it.
I'm like,
The chat's gonna sing it for me. The chat's gonna sing it for me.
Yo, please don't.
Don't sing it.
off.
Don't sing it, chat.
What?
All right.
Yeah, I heard that.
They're gonna sing it for me. They're gonna sing it for me because they know the vibes. They know the vibes. You know, so.
All right, guys. We're 1 minute overtime. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. I know, Lof. I know what you meant now by your text. I'll make a video on saying that I fucked up and we weren't live on the actual OTB channel. But I'll make a video on that, tell them where to go for the Duke Dumpster interview portion of the show and all that. If I can actually get the VOD though from this Twitch and possibly upload it to Twitter, not to Twitter, to YouTube, it could possibly work like that. But if not, I'll just make a quick video saying, I fucked up. Go to Twitch, the replay for the interview. It's right there.
Pretty much.
We will be live though on OTB tomorrow for the AEW review. Like that's gonna have to be a thing. I'm not gonna be on this version of StreamYard here. I'm gonna be on
Not
okay.
reason why.
That
Reason
was-
why. Because I got stuff. You got stuff to do.
No worries, that's fine.
Cool.
Either way, this was a very fun live. Duke, I want to thank you again, my man. I know you're not here right now, but thank you again for, even giving us the time of day to be here, even if it was for only the first hour of the show. I'm glad you gave us that time.
And sorry that I didn't know that you followed me until today. Sorry.
It was a pleasure meeting you, though.
He's back like directly. I followed him like 3 seconds later. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. And he even said this too, and I love that about him, is that he loves how positive this community has been, just not only accepting him into it and all, but like just from him observing and everything like that. Because like he said in the interview, he's had his TikTok for a very long time. It just only took, obviously, the live that he just showed up with when I was a part of Rex Live, that like he honestly really started getting, into making videos and stuff like that. So, he loves the positivity and he wants to show positivity back. So anytime somebody follows him, he's gonna follow them back, which I love.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, man, that was it. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on the Panda Wrestling Company Network. If you guys liked what you saw, please hit that follow button if you are ever so inclined to. And also, I know money's tight nowadays, but you can also hit that subscribe button down below there as well for the Twitch channel. I did say the whole thing for the OTB stuff, but considering we're not live on OTB right now, you guys can still follow and subscribe to the Panda Wrestling Company YouTube channel. I mean, that could be a thing. I gotta improvise now because I'm not on OTB, so I gotta improvise.
Phil, you have been released again. You've been fired. You are fired again, Phil. It was due to budget
Well, I
cuts.
guess it's your channel now. Have fun with it.
Yeah, you gotta remember. Yeah, I was saying, you gotta remember, Lofto's the next person in charge if anything happens to you. So
Listen. I invented this entire ordeal, and now I get fired from my own podcast. So that's great. But yeah, so that's the thing.
For the fourth or fifth time, you got fired.
It's way more than that. Like, I've been fired like 20 times by you guys. So I think it's crazy. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for coming on by tonight. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Go to Bonfire, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand. Go follow Duke. The link is actually in the description for Duke's TikTok. Go do that. Let's get him to 1,000 because I want to see him go live, and we'll definitely follow his journey for the rest of the time. So, thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
God bless.
Dynamite post show review. Oh yeah, guys. By the way, it's gonna be invaded by dragons because it's a dragon episode for
the American Dragon. Oh, not that one. Oh, whoops, not that one.
Yeah.
Not that one, but Ricky the Dragon will be there, so we'll see where that goes.
Both of them are goated. Both of them are goated. So like
Ricky the Dragon, see, looks great.
Yeah, he's goated. What do you mean? One of the best.
Gotta do a double.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. God bless him. Peace.
Peace.